Howdy, I hope you're having a great day. Silvertrade here again with another video. Roaring Kitty just earned the Picasso badge on Reddit today, June 19th of 2025. Larry Chang's X account got hacked, and we're going to poke around with the chart a little bit as well. This could be a breadcrumb. His stealth style is always to leave subtle footprints before major moves. And let's be real, he's not logging in for fun during market mayhem. Please remember, none of this is financial advice, and we are not financial advisors, and this video is made for entertainment purposes only. But how does one get the Picasso badge? To get the badge, one has to get 100 upvotes in total on an image, gift, or video on Reddit. But whenever you look at his profile, sadly there's nothing new. So we know that he logged into his account today, which then triggered a check for the badge's eligibility. His past media / post or comment obviously got more than 100 upvotes, so no new post is needed. So that badge must have not been a thing back in the day. Some people question if the Roaring Kitty account is actually him, and all signs point to yes, this is his Reddit account. So it's a third one tied to him that we know of. The username The Roaring Kitty account was created on 2/17 of 2020, and his first post was to the Wall Street Bets subreddit with a link to one of his YouTube videos from the day beforehand. The link that he posted was literally video number 1 in the Welcome to Roaring Kitty playlist, with 12 videos in it. And that's too early in the saga for anyone to have been impersonating him and have been this surgical about it. He has carefully selected only a few of his videos from that channel and posted them to the Reddit via that account. Secondly, I was looking at his achievements across his 3 profiles and noticed something interesting. He's in 7 communities in Avocado in My Anus, he's in 4 communities on the Roaring Kitty account, and he's only in 1 community on the DFV account. Based on the timing of his Elder badge for the Avocado account, he joined all 7 communities on the same day he made the account. So we know this was premeditated. The most recent post on that account was his Cheers Everyone video from April 16th of 2021. A 1 minute and 9 second long video he put up 3 years to the day before the bottom of 2024 was put in. On Reddit and YouTube, it shows that it's a minute and 8 seconds, but if you go to Google, it shows the minute and 9 seconds. Could this 109 be what he was referring to in the Time magazine post? And we recently talked about how last year, May 14th of 2024, was the peak of the most recent run-up. 420 days after that brings us to July 8th, or next month on the 8th. Could the 109 and 420 mean cheers everybody, and then the 420 is talking about the 420-day cycle that is nearing? And we have a lot more to talk about, but really quickly, if you wouldn't mind, please hit that like button. It helps me out so much. Thank you so much for just being here. So this guy's kind of a weird person, and decided to create a subreddit and invite Roaring Kitty's all 3 accounts to be moderators on his subreddit. He checked on the mod tools every few days to see if there's been any status change on the invites. About a week after the invite, the status switches to inactive. However, when he checked today and invited Roaring Kitty's account, he noticed all 3 are not listed as inactive. And for anybody who's confused like I am, after you invite someone, their status is shown as invited. If they don't accept after a week, Reddit will mark them as inactive. If they ever log into that Reddit account while the invite is pending, their mod invite may reset or stay pending, but not turn inactive right away. That's how this quote-unquote weird gentleman knows that Roaring Kitty logged into all 3 of his accounts maybe today. He's been shaking the bushes for a long time with all of these new Reddit achievements, and then today he logged into all 3 of his accounts. Right now GameStop has a market cap of $10.5 billion and $8.6 billion in cash and $500 million in Bitcoin. So in my head, that's about $9.1 billion in cash. Here's a chart of GameStop's cash on hand. Absolutely beautiful. And today, Switzerland cut rates to 0%. Are they going to try to take over the yen carry trade and finance the world's debt? And Larry Chang's X account got hacked today. For a split second, I saw him promoting some GameStop crypto, and I knew it was fake right off the bat, and so did everybody else in the comments. Hopefully this was actually him, but Larry Chang said, "Just registering that I've lost control of my X account. This must be related to the significant security breach that happened today. I have reported it to X, but until I specify otherwise, what is posted under the handle is not from me." The breach he's talking about, according to cybersecurity researchers, a massive security breach involving 16 billion login details was discovered today, June 19th of 2025. This is considered the largest credential breach in history. And so, I know that the marketplace has been shut down for a couple of years, but we never saw anything about GameStop blockchain. And this is still an active trademark for GME. And the NFT marketplace and the wallet are still active too. So, could GameStop be doing something with crypto? Because they still have the trademark for GameStop blockchain.
27 of 2021, on the Wednesday, it closed at $20. It quadrupled in one day. And the trading volume in AMC stock was so ridiculous. At that time, we had 100 million shares outstanding. On the New York Stock Exchange on the Wednesday, we had 100 million shares outstanding, but at that time, we were majority owned by a Chinese company, the largest movie theater chain in China. They had 50 million shares, and they never traded a one. So we only had 50 million shares that actively traded, because the Chinese company had 50 million shares and they never sold a one. On that Wednesday, January 27 of 2021, the trading volume in AMC stock was 1,250,000,000 shares. We only had 50 million shares. It meant that like the entire ownership of AMC was turning over every 20 minutes on the New York Stock Exchange. And the stock went from 5 to 20. And that was the arrival of the apes. You guys arrived, and I know when. It was January 27 of 2021.
The entire float turned over every 20 minutes. And then the next day, January 28th of 2021, they removed the buy button for GameStop and AMC. So likely it would have continued turning over the entire float every 20 minutes. Or maybe it would have even sped up. And here's GameStop on the chart. Just a minute ago, we were talking about how GameStop could be on a 420-day cycle. Back on March 22nd of 2023, they had a really good earnings and exploded from $17 per share all the way up to $27 per share the next day, or about 50%. And then exactly 420 days later, bringing us to May 14th, which was the peak of the May run in 2024. And then 420 days after that brings us to July 8th, or next month on the 8th. And we're just going to spitball here for a second, but on March 26th of 2024, GameStop peaked out right here at about $16 per share, and then bottomed out 21 days later. And it ran right before earnings and then dumped after earnings. Recently, GameStop ran before earnings and then dumped after earnings. And 21 days after the peak of our recent run would bring us to the 17th. Could this be the bottom just like it was back in 2024? So it peaked on March 26th and then it bottomed about 21 days later, which could be where we're at right now. But then 37 days after the peak, the volume really started to step back in before this huge run up on the 420 cycle. 37 days after our most recent run's peak would bring us to July 3rd, or 5 days before the 420-day cycle. And back in 2024, GameStop pulled back about 35% from the high before earnings. And this time around, GameStop pulled back about 38% from the high before earnings, within 3% of each other. And this is just my own opinion, but I think we're bottoming out after the earnings dump. Around the 3rd of next month, maybe beforehand, we'll start seeing some more volume come in. And then maybe we see Roaring Kitty before the 8th of next month. Because with his Time magazine post, he has 109 and 420. 109 could mean cheers everybody, like we talked about, and 420 might be the cycle. I'm probably too excited, but thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. I hope you found value in it, and God bless you.